Hello, I'm Rebecca and Intuitive, and this is Masterful Chats. Masterful Chats are short, clear, concise, clarifying conversations designed to uplift, empower, inspire, and support you as you move forward along your spiritual path and in your life's journey. And today's chat is about choosing conflict or choosing curiosity. I'd like to say hello and welcome back to all of my wonderful subscribers. And hello and welcome to those of you who are viewing me for the very first time. And for those who are viewing me for the very first time, I would like to share with you that from my near-death experience, I know that each one of us is known by God and we are each loved individually, completely, and totally beyond measure. Please like, share, subscribe, or hit the notification bell. It'll really help the channel and I would truly appreciate it. So now let's chat about choosing conflict or choosing to be curious. We see so much conflict in the world these days. Might makes right. I'm stronger. I'm more powerful. There's so many people out in the world voicing their opinions. And you know, opinions are just opinions. They're just opinions. You know, there's a difference between someone who is very educated, very well balanced, very respected, giving their thoughts on something versus someone who is a talking head. So much of what is out there on the airwaves and in the media, and even in what we read, the print media, so much of it is done by talking heads. So much of it is done to rile people up, to separate us, to pit us against each other. And so much of that conflict is created to make money. The media operates on profit for the most part. And they want people to keep coming back. And they don't do it by spreading stories of love and light. They spread it by fear and gloom and doom. And there is so much good in the world to feel grateful for and to feel blessed by. So that's going on more in the collective, but I really want to speak to you about your personal life and with your relationships and what's happening within them, because as these energies are ramping up and as the parts of us that are not fully integrated and healed rise to the surface, there's going to be an awful lot of discomfort, or there can be a lot of discomfort within each one of us individually, within our friendships and our families. And so I would like to discuss how you can perhaps navigate some challenges that may appear with a lot more ease and grace. One of them is if you're in a relationship with someone and they just want to get your goat, don't let them have it. Just walk away, say, I don't want to talk about this now. People that we're normally close to have a pretty good idea as to what our hot buttons are. So that's the first option, is just to walk away and not give them your goat. Another case, you may find that you do really have a difference of opinion or feel very strongly about something. And if we can stop and ask questions, thoughtful questions, and if something does come up, a difference of opinion or a set of belief systems where you could get into a conflict, a war of words, or trading snarky comments, If you can step back and breathe and give yourself a little space and a little bit grace, and ask the person, well, can you give me a little bit more specifics on that? Where did you hear that? Or, tell me how that impacted you. Get their story a little bit. If we can ratchet down, if we can draw back from the front line, if we can take a position of curiosity and asking them, well, where they heard that, or how did that make them feel, or what part of that was from their experience. If we can be curious and understand a little bit about where that person is coming from, rather than getting in a combative conversation, we might just learn something, not only about them, but about ourselves. Ideas are ideas, and there's so much going on these days. If we can ask questions and be, I would say, humble. We don't know where that person's come from. We don't know exactly what their experience has been. We may not know what brought them to this point or this belief system. But this much I will say. There are only two basic emotions. And those are, it's either love or it's fear. And if it's not love, it's fear. And fear presents itself in a myriad of ways. Anger, resentment, victimization, persecution, hate, arrogance. Need I go on? So if a person is angry, they're reacting in fear. One time I had a disagreement with a friend a few years ago, and her comment to me was, well, you're entitled to your opinion no matter how wrong you are. I thought that was pretty good. It really made me laugh. And I said, well, right back at you. But we could giggle because opinions are just opinions. If you have a strong sense of self, if you are a sovereign being of light in physical form, if you know what makes you tick, and if you own all the parts of yourself, the good, the bad, the ugly, then you can allow another person their path. That does not mean that you're going to allow them to impinge on you or hurt you in any way. But you recognize that that person is their own person and that they are responsible for themselves. And in these days, we've all become very, very clear that you're not going to convince another person of anything that they don't want to be convinced of. So when you're dealing with people, family, associates, friends, and there is a difference of opinion or perhaps a conflict is coming on, be curious. Stand back, observe, ask questions. You just might learn something about yourself and others. We need to get out of this, I'm right, you're wrong. We need to get out of this fighting mentality. We need to understand that we are all in this together and that everyone is at the appropriate place that they're supposed to be. If we're strong and centered and balanced within ourselves, then we can let others do what they need to do. You can allow others their own path and their own opinions and their own belief systems. And it doesn't negate anything that you believe in or your opinions or what's right for you. We are all very, very different, and we come from different backgrounds, experiences, cultures. Just like nature, we're not meant to be homogeneous, one size fits all. We are unique. We are Christed beings of light in physical form. And God loves you just the way you are. So be curious. And please let me know your experiences and your thoughts. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you for being with me today for this Masterful Chat. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, hit the notification bell. Wherever you're at in the world, good morning, good afternoon, good night, good evening. Until we chat again, blessings.